Hi, Renee. I see your post here. Let's see if we can cover this. What we've got here is an embedded report link, right? And I think, as I understand, you want a button to press here that opens up a report, and very similar to shifting this. So let's see what we can do with that. I've got an app here. It happens to be tasks, and here's a button, and here is the embedded report. Now, this could be linking to anything, and it just happens to be looking at the tasks that are related here. If I right-click this field right here at the header and edit the form, one way of doing this is to come over and say, just display this as a link. Now, I'm going to save this, but this is not a button. You've got a link here instead of. So you could create another report link, and if you're satisfied with a hyperlink, that you're all done. And if you right-click and edit this field, the reason that these match, this is a type of report link field, is where the record ID is equal to the related project. So it's whatever that reference field is in that destination table. But let's say you don't like a link and you want to be able to use a button. So let's go back and do that option instead. So I'm going to cancel this, come back here, and I'm going to restore this to being right-click, edit the form. I'm going to restore this to being an embedded report, which is looking at a specific report called embedded for projects in this scenario. But you could use any report here. And that report can dictate what columns you're going to be displaying. So let's take a peek. So now what we want to do is to add a button like you've suggested. So I'm going to right-click on Add Task and add a field after this. And this one will be Show me the related records. And this will be a formula URL, which is the last selection on the list. And we'll say done. Now what we have to do is put the code inside this button, which will show this to us. So you can do it in a couple of different ways, but let me first start off this by building this slowly. Now the place I'm going is this. This is where I'm going, and you're wondering how that might all come about. Well, let's start building this. So I'm going to come back over to here, right-click this, edit this. And the first thing we want to do is start the URL root. And then we're going to sandwich in here the database. And we're going to sandwich in something that we don't know about that other table. Now, I could put a DB ID in here. Very similar to something like this of the destination table. But if you ever copy this application, it's not going to work. So what we need to do, and I'm doing this kind of incrementally. Let me save this for a second. I know it says it's not complete, which is okay, but it at least has saved our work. So let's go back to the application itself. Now, I want to see the tasks. You might want to see time cards, whichever one is the table you want. I'm going to click on tasks and go into the advanced properties down below here, advanced settings rather. And way down at the bottom is the alias of what this table is really called. So I'm going to copy that. And so let's cancel out of here. Let's go back to the project that we are working on. It doesn't matter which one it is. But here's that button that doesn't show up because it's a dysfunctional thing yet. We haven't finished it. So let's edit this. And let's put right in the middle of there, we'll click in there and paste that. So now we've got the identity of what table we're going to play with. I'm going to sandwich something else in here because I want to put a query in here. And if you saw this here, you can see query 48. Where does all that stuff come from? Well, there is something we can do if we, I'm going to save this incrementally. We know that exit the settings. we know that this button right here, or this link down below here, is going to show us the query, right? Because it's here. If I click on more and show the expanded URL, you can see all the items that are a part of that. So I'm just going to copy this, and say OK, and then come over to this button, edit this, and we're going to continue to build this. So I'm going to put this down in here. Now I need to put a quote in the front of this because we're starting a string of information. It says A equals a query, and it's a tab, and notice it says DV query ID 30 query. Field 48, this is the reference field in the destination table, which is the related project, and this is the value of, and this is used for matching. This has to equal this. Well, this assumes your record number 1 in the project, and I don't want to use record number 1 all the time because it changes whichever project I'm in. So I'm going to put in here quote ampersand, and I'm going to put the value of record ID, which is the record we're on, and then we're going to put that in there. Now the C list is field 6, 23, 127, 67. Notice there's periods, dots between them, and it ends over here. This is how it's sorted by field 12 and then by 77. And at the very end of this, we're going to, we need a quotation mark to finish the string, because the string starts here and it goes over to here. So let's just save this for a second and see what that gives us when we come down here. Now, I purposely haven't made this a button because I wanted to look at this and make sure that this all came out right. And down here, 48 equals 1, it says. Well, guess what? This is project 1, record ID 1. If I came and said to the next record, which is record number 3, and I came down, you could see, where are we? Equals 3. So the reference field equals 3, and that's the match. So I'm going to press this button, click, and it shows me that report. We've got 3 tasks here. Let's step back. How many do we have here? We have 3 tasks, just like what is below. And now all we have to do is right click, edit the field properties, come down here and say, show me my tasks. This is what's going to be on the button. And you can have this open up in a new window, so you don't have to redirect your window. And you can also click and colorize this if you wish to do something like that. And save. And now let's go see what we've got. We come down here, we have the regular report link, and it says show me my tasks. Click, and it shows them to me in a new window here. And then of course you can step back into this one again. So if you wanted to change that to time cards, you would go in and change the alias of what the table name is. You're going to be going over to this one will be the advanced properties alias for that table, time cards. And of course, the field that you're looking for, the reference field, might be different in that table. But this one will still be the parent record that it matches to. And then, of course, the list of the columns that you wish to display, how you want to sort them. So hopefully that answers your question. We cover things like this in our webinars. Every day we have office hours, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. You're always welcome to pop in and we could build something like this. Have a great day.